without a frown was frozen in the stream of tears. They still think of the past. And too many fullness, and day after day. Misery, and too many fullness, and day after day. Your passion, take it from me. Must will tell you when to make yourself happy. Your passion, your passion, your passion. Must will tell you when to make yourself a hero.
What is good, people? It is the KOA podcast, Sasuke the Savage, everything animated. What is good with you people tonight? Decrepit Storm, hello. Greetings and salutations.
Decrepit Storm, you are the man. Trayvon, hello, good sir. How's it going? Anyone else out there? We got 5 people watching. It's always a pleasure to see everybody come out and about and spend your Monday nights, maybe even Tuesday mornings, depending on where you're at right now, with us. So greatly appreciated, as always.
Yep.
Winter's coming to a close here pretty soon, and we're soon going to be going into spring season.
Yeah,
What do you think about that?
We have about one more week left until it is final that we're into the new season. So by that time, we'll let you guys know, of course, what we're watching for sure. And we have some exciting developments that you should see more from this week, actually. So be on the lookout Friday, Saturday for some things that you guys will actually have some input on. I guess the future of at least next season, and you know, certain things that we'll do for the podcast. But yeah, I'm excited to get to the next season. I'm not that excited for what we'll have in that particular season, but I am excited for the podcast next season. I know that sounds weird, but
you're gonna have to trust us on that one. It's a great. We're brewing something for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But as always, this is the King of Anime podcast where we cover shows from the current season, and this season we're only choosing 2 shows: Kenshin, which actually was a pick a while back, and Sakamoto Days, and we kill our past shows, but because we do not have our third member, C Tactics, we have not been killing anything, which I guess is fine because I mean we're at the end of the line here for the season, so
right, we're at the end anyway, so oh well.
But
last I heard from him, he's having some kind of like plunger issue, something with the Nintendo Switch. I don't know. That's all I know.
Yeah. But next season, be prepared for kills and thrills and chills and whatever that bear said in Danganronpa. All of that.
Yes, Decrepit Storm. John is coming back next season. Also, hello, Philip. Let's get the likes up so the boys can summon a god to take over the world. Wow.
We don't need to summon a god. There's 2 on this podcast right now.
I would say we're kind of already there, if not demigods.
But yes, please like the video, like the stream, share to your mama, to your grandma, to your brother, to your father, to that one cousin that you don't really like, but you got to see them for the family reunions. Tell everybody that you know. Yeah. But other than the shows that we're covering for this season, we have Fullmetal Alchemist that we're covering, of course, and we're also almost at the end of that show.
Crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if you had any news for us. Yeah.
I got some news here, just a little off the top kind of news here that I got from a trustful source here. We got something to never give you the blues. Now let's get ready for the KOA.
It's Miracle!
Thank you, Mary, as always. For all you Chainsaw fans out there, the new movie has been, well, it's been announced for a while, but now we have a release date. We have September 19th of this year that Chainsaw Man, the Rize Arc movie, is going to be released. I'm pretty sure that's in Japan. And then in the States, it's going to come out maybe later that year or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Chainsaw fans, hold on to your butts, because, I mean, first season, I was not impressed, but I heard it gets good once it gets to this arc. So it's going to be interesting to see, especially, I feel like they've been working on this for a while now. They announced it like years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Chainsaw Man fan, but I am excited to. I will be watching this. I am excited to see it in movie form just because it'll look great. And I think one of the things with Chainsaw Man is at least the appeal that it has in the manga is rough, or I guess what's a nicer way to put it? Unique or crude. I think that's kind of the appeal of it. Yeah, because I think the anime didn't have that, and it was this weird balance of where it was like it wasn't as crude as the manga, but it also wasn't as flashy as some of the like Demon Slayer or something like that. But with a movie budget, they can just go balls to the walls and just go all out, and I think that will make that will elevate Chainsaw Man. So while I feel like things won't change for you, EA, in terms of your enjoyment of the actual material, I do think a fresh look in movie format will enhance the experience greatly. Because I think Chainsaw Man is one of those shows where the art is a big it can be a deterrent in the enjoyment of the show.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'll give it a shot. I mean, it's a continuation from when we left off in, when was that? 2002? 2022, I mean.
I think so, yeah.
2021, somewhere, yeah, around there.
Been that long?
The animation takes a long time. Yeah, sometimes I forget that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we finally have a date for My Dress Up Darling Season 2. It's coming out in the summer season. And Satsuki, did you see the ending to the manga?
Did I see the ending to the manga?
Or did you read it?
I skimmed through it.
Yeah, same. You know, that's here we go. Just wonderful. I think you said this the last time, Satsuki. Like, the whole romance genre is the journey to get to dating. But then once you start dating, it's like, nah, everything's perfect. No bad things ever happen. Nobody ever disagrees. No one has arguments. No one has difference of opinions. Sleeping in the same bed together. Oh, he's got cold feet. She snores. Nothing like that ever happens. Everything is perfect.
Romance series really want to get to the fairy tale ending of it. They take it as it's about the journey. My only issue with that line of thinking is the journey really starts when you're in a relationship. I agree. There's little hardships, I should say, in getting with a relationship, because it's easy to get in a relationship. I mean, you could literally go to a bar and get into a relationship with a girl that same night.
Hey baby, how you doing?
Yeah. But yeah, it's actually finding out about that person and you know, really just seeing the differences that you know, because there's a lot of expectations that go in a relationship. You don't have the same level of expectations you may not have the same level of intimacy. There's so many different things that they could talk about, but they just never do. I don't expect
Yeah.
I don't expect a lot of these high school romances to go super in depth with stuff like that. But again, it all just falls back to the circle of like you said, they get in a relationship and it's kind of like, all right, we done our job. You guys happy? No, we're not.
Yeah. We we need more shows that have that what's it like being in a relationship story. You know, the manga that you talked about, how do you relationship?
Mm-hmm.
We need more like that. We need more like My Love Story. That's the name of the anime that came out, I want to say like a good while ago.
Yeah.
But that, like, they got together by episode like 2 or 3, and then the whole series is just them in a relationship. And it's like, why can't we get more stuff like that?
I mean,
but
it would be great, but
yeah. But I guess my question to you is, looking forward to at least seeing how it looks animated in season 2? Since we kind of already know what's going to happen.
No.
Not really.
If I'm being quite honest, it kind of takes the wind out of my sails with
knowing how it ends.
Yeah, and it's just My Dress Up Darling isn't one of those series where I'm like, all right, now I need to see the anime version of this. When I read the manga, I'm already satisfied on that level, you know. So it's not like an action series where it's like, oh, I can't wait till this is animated or anything like that. Because
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's just like, what am I going to get? Like animated Maureen titties now?
Animated Maureen going, what? Shut the door, Baka.
Yeah, it doesn't really
Here's
do much
me in
for
a
me.
bunny outfit.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it doesn't do that much for me to see it animated. So, you know, like it's cool that it's getting a season 2, and of course that's not going to be the material that I'm sour on. But yeah, I do feel a little deflated skimming the ending, and in general, it's just not one of those series I was super excited to see animated. Anyways.
You know what, Sasuke? At least they didn't both hold hands and walk through a fucking door and a bright light was shining at the end of it when they walked through it. At least that didn't happen.
Are you sneaking a certain series? Because
Yep, that's it. Don't get me wrong, I like it overall. I just thought the ending was so cheesy.
well,
Like, I thought it was really good. Just that part just really was just like, really? That's how you end it?
well, isn't that the par for the course of that mangaka? It's the same mangaka who does To Your Eternity.
Oh my god. I didn't even know that.
And we're I don't know where we stand with To Your Eternity, honestly. It's like one of those series where
the last season was so bad. Like, I know it's gonna still go on with season 3, and I guess they're in the fucking future now, but I don't see us continuing that. What else could you the whole allure of the series was taken away in season 2. The whole remembering people and keeping them in your mind and spirit and living with them, like, that all goes out the window when all of a sudden they all come back to life and they're basically immortal now. But that's just me. But
yeah, and then for that, it's like really hard to connect to the characters because it's like all the characters that we knew and loved from that first season were dead, and we kind of grieved their loss, and then they came back, and then it was like, yeah,
there was no point. It was like, oh, they're back to life now. So now we have basically kind of like a Dragon Ball situation where you can blow up the entire fucking universe and it don't even matter because they're all going to be brought back to life anyway.
But EA, we can only use Shinron to bring back somebody once. The Dragon Balls.
Right. Unless we get the ultimate Kai to sacrifice himself and bring Goku back to life, or have Dende wish some rule that negates all that. Just some bullshit.
Or I mean, didn't the Tournament of Power have another Shinron, like a gold, the great grand Shinron?
Yeah.
Then you can make any wish without any restraint.
They had a whole fucking tournament, Sasuke, and at the end of it, it was like, bring everyone back to life. I'm like, what's the point? What was the point? There was no drama. Oh, if you lose, your whole universe gets destroyed. I knew nothing was going to happen. But that's a story for another time.
Yeah, just to cap that off, it's one of those things. We talked about this before. Sometimes you set stakes up so high, it's so astronomical that you're just like, yeah, this is not going to actually have a lasting consequence. You can't go, yeah, we're kind of going to destroy every world except for whoever wins, and you guys will have to live with that. You're not going to follow through with it. There's going to be some way to get out of it. So we're just waiting on that.
And this is the same series where everyone gets resolved and resurrected by Dragon Balls. It's like, maybe if there was those consequences where people actually got killed and died, I don't know, like Attack on Titan, a world like that where death actually happens. But yeah, it doesn't help the fact that it's like, I think we've done this 4 or 5 times before.
Yeah. Let me read some of the chat. What is good, Vash?
Hey, Vash.
Decrepit Storm said, I started reading How Do We Relationship. It's pretty cool so far. Hey, what chapter or volume are you on? I'm very interested to know that. I was pretty much hooked by the time I got to the end of volume 3, I want to say. And it was less of what was going on. Well, it was part of what was going on in the story. But it was when I read the afterword from the mangaka Tamifuru, and the way they described how they wanted to make a manga about romance was everything that I wanted. They were like, "Yeah, we're gonna get into the ugly bits of relationships, and we're not just gonna make this super fun and wholesome and relaxing." I was like, I will follow you to the ends of the earth.
That's cool.
Vash said, oh boy, don't get me started on the speed run to end a series trope and romance series. The final chapter tipped me off when we didn't even get to see the... Yeah, it literally just sped run to the end, and it was just like, miso soup, the end. Yeah.
Bringing everyone back and then telling us they all passed away 2 episodes later was strange. Yeah, I was talking about Dragon Ball. Trayvon says, I hope we get the 4th and last season of Kimi ni Todeki, since the anime actually shows couples dating instead of ending with the couple getting together. I saw a couple of things like that. I don't know, it was nice, but it was also too cutesy wootsy for me. It gave me diabetes. It was so just sweet. You ever see those shows where it's just too sweet, where you're just like, oh, I need to punch a baby in the face.
What the fuck? That's like your chaser. Oh my god!
I kid, of course.
You gotta fucking murder somebody. You gotta commit a crime. I understand. I understand the sentiment of what you're saying, though.
Yeah. Let me read a couple more. How do you guys feel about the fragrant flower blooms with dignity being set into the air this summer? I don't think I've even heard of that series, so I don't really have a comment when it comes to that. All conversations root inevitably goes back to Dragon Ball. I mean,
yeah, that's all we have in our dialogue wheel.
The king, it's Akira Toriyama. A couple more news segments. I feel like we already know this, but Spy Family Season 3 is coming back in October of this year. I'm so looking forward to that because it's fucking Spy Family.
Yeah.
Love me some Spy Family. Some Chain Soldier news. Season 2 will be airing next year, so I bet you're looking so forward to that there, Sasuke. You looking forward to that. I know you really love the first season.
I rebuked the devil. I never even watched the first season. I saw how it looked and went, yeah, I'm not getting anything out of this anime, aren't I?
Hey, you're getting a season 2 now.
No, I'm not. You are, or whoever's watching Chain Soldier. I don't know what Chain Soldier is.
What's the Japanese
Mato
name
Seigei no
for it?
Slave.
That's right. Maybe they just didn't like the word slave, and they just changed soldiers better.
That's definitely it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bunny Girl's Senpai, that's still going on, by the fucking way. University Arc airs in the summer of this year. I remember meeting you guys for the first time doing this podcast, and that was when we got it. Me and C did the Bunny Girl Senpai podcast, and that was back in 2018, and it's still going on after like how many arcs do we have? Soon we're gonna have the old man and the old girl bunny senpai arc.
I mean, it's been like a lot of movies in between, right? It hasn't had like a full length season as far as I know.
I think it's been movies.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Watari Kun's Blank is about to collapse. Airs in the summer. What is the blank part?
I don't know.
Like it's literally asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Watari Kun's Blank is about to collapse, and it's a picture of a girl. I guess we can maybe draw a conclusion. Why is that news next? What the fuck was that?
Oh, the Crypto Store said, in the first volume. Okay. Yeah, it really hooked me the second or third volume. That's me personally.
And then just a whole bunch of anime I've never even heard of is coming out in the summer. But I mean, hey, good for them. I think that's about it, really, as far as like news. We just a lot of stuff getting announced for the summer, which is crazy.
Yeah. Bash says Bunny Girl Senpai Christmas suit movie coming this summer. Very unserious franchise. Futari solo count?
I have no idea. But speaking of the anime with the word solo in it, Solo Leveling is just destroying all expectations. Like, it's like, I don't know. I think it's going to be going for a long time. Like, a lot of, they're breaking lots of records with Crunchyroll and you're like crashing the site and everything. And it's to the point now, Sasuke. I may have to watch it.
No,
I have to watch it. I want to see what all the hubbub is about.
They got you. The meatheads got you. Yeah.
It's not the meatheads. It's the fact that it's getting so many views. Like, I want to see what makes it so special. Remember the year they hyped up Chainsaw Man? I'm like, I want to see why everybody's so waiting in anticipation for this. And if I get let down like I did with Chainsaw Man, you know what? At least I learned my lesson. No more solo leveling after that.
You're dead to me.
Oh, come on, Sasuke. It's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. I mean, I don't know anything about solo leveling. I'll
tell you all about it after I'm done.
The only thing I know about solo leveling is what was going on when my Discord server was reading it. It was the funniest thing ever. I told you the story. Somebody tried to have a conversation. Shout out to my boy Shax. My boy Shax tried to have a conversation in the solo leveling chat that we had. Just a normal dialogue, like, hey, how do you guys feel about this or whatever? And Shax was met with the most blunt and dismissive comment from my boy Rant, where he basically said, this is not verbatim, but this is along the lines of what he said. He said, Shax, drop your fire emoji and leave. We don't want to have a conversation. He said, I know you're a social butterfly and everything, but hey, we don't do that here, essentially.
Damn.
And when I saw that, I went, wow. So they because I look in the Solo Leveling chat, they don't talk in there. They drop their fire emoji. They drop like panels. They drop their fire emojis. Swag cool. Yeah, this is raw. And that's it. There's no discussion.
There's no the dichotomy of this here particular stuff like this, but just fire, straight up fire. Yeah, that sounds like caveman talk. Just straight up, just like
I mean, I get it though, because like it's just one of those. I think Solo Leveling is one of those. It's the perfect manhwa to get in anime, because I'm not saying it's not the best manhwa by no stretch of the imagination, but it's the perfect thing for a casual viewer to get into and to like, and it can do a lot with the animation, because a lot of what people like about that series are the fights and how cool everything is. So it is like the quintessential webtoon to get an anime. Like Tower God, one of the issues with it having an anime, other than it just not covering certain things and skipping shit and not looking the best. The power system is very complex, and I think it needs time to breathe. I don't think Solo Leveling needs that time. I think it's one of those things that just hits you immediately like crack. That's what I gauge from afar. I don't read the shit, so this is just my opinion again from what I've saw, from what I've seen from other people. So
okay, I'll report back once I've once I've come back with everything. I'll be like, and I'll be one of these. I'll be like, well, Satsuki, you were right, or Satsuki, you have no idea. And then all of a sudden, I just start, I don't know, like my sleeves start going up, and like I'm getting more muscly, and like I have veins coming out my forehead. I'm just like, oh, Jinwoo, he's the goat. He's the fucking goat. Yeah, but what else can you say about it? That scene was fire. Yeah, that'll be fun.
We really getting fed with their anime debut this year. Love My Goats. They're talking about Fragment Flowers. Okay, now it's time to get into Nakama Club, talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. So let me do this really quick.
Man,
Woo.
58 and 59, getting close to the end.
Yep. Really close. We have 65 episodes left.
I think so, yeah. 60 to 64, yeah, that would be 5. 5 left, and then we are officially done. Wow. Amazing. Well, I guess we could just start from what happened at the very beginning of the episode. Greed and Mr. Major, not Major, Fuhrer, fighting and doing their thing. He once again got killed. No, I'm kidding. He got shot in the arm and then he fell. And I immediately was like, this guy's not dead. There's no way he's dead. You in animes, especially if someone's super strong, like this man, you never trust him. It's like Bradley, he's going to come back. I don't know how or when, but he's not dead.
I mean, the way, and this is not just anime, it's just media in general. When you have a character of this caliber, they can't go out with a whimper. And not to say that they can't die anticlimactically. It's just that they can't die without the focus being on them. Like their actual death or whatever can be anticlimactic or whatever. It's just that it has to be a concerted effort to show, yeah, they're out of the story. There's no way someone like Bradley gets killed off screen and he washes away and then he fucking bleeds out. That doesn't happen.
His dead body's just floating. It just floats on by as blood's coming out. It's like, damn. The random soldier shot him in the arm, and that's how he died.
You hear the cartoon gurgle in the water before he dies.
Wow, that was surely something. He just destroyed a fucking tank, and now he's just floating down the river.
Oh my god. Yeah. But Lafon helps Greedling because like they were fighting, they were hanging off the edge of a cliff, and then that's when Lafon like pulled up Greed, and like I said, the other soldier just shot Bradley just to kind of like. Well, that was right after Bradley threw up his sword, got the dude in the arm, and then he shot him. Then that's when he let go of his grip. But Lafon was basically just like, my grandpa's dead. I mean, yeah, poor grandpa. Yeah.
I don't know how Buccaneer was still alive after all that. I mean, he's a tough guy to kill, I guess. He was barely hanging on towards the end, but he's just like, Great. I need you to do a favor for me. What's that? Hold off this gate no matter what. And, you know, he kept his promise. He just was covered full head to toe, just became the Iron Greedling or whatever you want to call it. Did his thing. But yeah, crazy how he was still alive, but he did. Buccaneer eventually did succumb to his injuries and he did die.
Yeah. He
had to have kind of a, I don't know, he got to say a few words before he died, unlike like Lafon's grandpa, who just was like, I'm going to hell. Who's coming with me?
I mean, well, Buccaneer said that he would join him. He was like, you know, I'll bring you some company, basically, when he stabbed through him to get through Bradley. Which, I mean, I think one of the things that I really like in this episode, and just in general what we've been seeing with this whole Bradley versus everybody thing, is how much it takes to take this man down. And we're starting to see him wear down. We'll talk more about it next episode, but just to get that one injury, which was his ultimate eye, it took food, it took greed, it took Buccaneer, it took even some of these nameless soldiers, because one nameless guy just shot him in the fucking shoulder, and you know that got him out of commission, which also emphasizes that although he is a homunculus, he's the most humanoid homunculus in terms of his body. He doesn't have a body like Lust or Sloth or anybody else. He can be killed by conventional means. It's just that he's kind of too powerful for you to take him down through conventional means.
Yeah, he's nowhere. He is nowhere even close to being an easy kill. It's like, he doesn't. Does he have the power to regenerate? I don't think so. Can we break his bones? Yeah, I think so. Has anyone ever tried? Fuck if I know.
We tried. I don't think it went that good.
Yeah, we blew his ass up in a train, and he just jump, hop, and a skip away just to safety. Yeah, my God. But yeah, he fell down and floated to his death. Not really, but yeah. Buccaneer gave his final salute before he died, which was, you know, bittersweet in a way, just because, you know, he's imagining, you know, someplace just, you know, because I think it harkens back to the earlier episodes, like when we were first introduced to Briggs and whatnot, where he's just wanting to go retire and go to someplace nice and I don't know about green, but just someplace less cold because come on. I don't think anyone wants to retire at Briggs. Just be freezing cold the whole time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a shame though because he's going to hell. So.
So sorry to give you the news, Buccaneers, but you kind of earned your ticket to hell.
I mean, you did kind of make an agreement already and said that you were going to hell, so you can't go to that wonderful place that you dreamt of. So sorry.
The Crepit Storm is going to love this because I'm going back to Dragon Ball. I always think it's really funny when Vegeta asks Piccolo where he's going, as if he didn't kill a whole stadium of people with the blast. Like, what the hell? What the fuck? I mean, if there was a place worse than hell, maybe you could go there. But I think hell is like the bare minimum.
Yeah, because in Dragon Ball, even like hell is just like they push a button and they just shoot him straight down there. For some reason, Vegeta didn't go down there the first time. It's like, why does this man get to stay up in heaven with all the other clouds? He's the best we got.
Well, I thought it was really funny plot point when they sent Deborah to heaven because they were just like, he's going to enjoy hell too much. That was actually pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. No. Nothing but nice people. Kill me. Kill me again.
Vash said Bradley a motherfucking soldier through and through. They tried to have him enter the back door of his own palace. Vegeta knew better to ask that dumbass question. The Cripple Store says they needed to stop saying they gave Bradley a lethal wound. Listen, it's a fatal wound. It just takes 24. It takes 24 hour, 7 business days for it to finish the job.
7 business days. Yeah, the death will be there in 7 to 10 business days. Just you get what you paid for.
Yeah, it's taking a little minute. This is, just wait, I guess.
I mean, he's bleeding. He's bleeding out. It's just, man's got a lot of blood, and he can constrict his own vessels. I don't know if that's what he can do, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's something Bradley could do. It's like, see this scar right here? All I got to do is just, now I'm healed.
The Cripple Store said death by renting girlfriend pacing.
No.
No, he's never dying then. That's basically immortality.
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
But no, I really liked Buccaneer and Fool's death. I do feel that I hate to say this, but it is what I feel, so I'm going to say it. I do feel like they are killed for one of the reasons of making it feel like we suffered a loss in this war. What I mean by that is, this is a war that we're fighting.
Yeah. And
we're supposed to take casualties on our side just as a cost of war. But I don't think this series, thus far, is willing to kill its super important characters. Like, I don't think we expect Ed or Al to die. You may feel different, but I don't expect Izumi or even Roy to die. We'll talk about Risa next, but I don't feel like the series is really equipped to kill those characters. And not that you have to. You don't have to kill these characters. I think that's that's a mistake that's bestowed upon just Battle Shonen fans, that we need people to die. No. The only thing that you need to do is follow through with the stakes that you set. If you say we're fighting this, a whole bunch of people are going to die. Don't say that, and then by the end of it, goddamn, the pet cat died or something.
No, Mr. Whiskers.
Yeah,
Chauncey.
Like that's the issue. You set these high stakes of where you go, Yes, murder, death. Just wait. And then we wait and then nothing happens. That's the problem.
That fucking panda that May has.
Yeah. Well, that would actually make me sad. Don't kill May May.
Really? The thing didn't do anything.
I know. It's cute though.
Just because it's cute and has no eyes.
Yeah, it's cute.
Okay. Well, I guess if cute things die, then that's a loss. And Fu and Buccaneer were far from cute.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
But then they kill old little panda. No! You bastard!
But you kill one little panda and everyone lose their minds.
It's true. Just like the Joker would say, you kill a whole genocide and perform all the souls into a little tiny jewel. In the Philosopher's Stone, nobody bats an eye. You kill one little panda, everyone loses their fucking mind. It's sad, but it's fucking true. But
Vash says FMA is one of the greatest examples of states being established and cashed in through other means outside of character straight up dying. That is also true, because death doesn't need to be the medium in which we receive consequences. Fullmetal Alchemist is a great example of it because it literally shows it at the beginning of the series where the taboo that Ed and Al pay for human transmutation are their bodies. You don't need to die necessarily for consequences to be fulfilled in the stakes that you set. That's also a misconception that I think writers and also us as fans have. We go like, where's the blood? Where's the death? And it's like, wait, but that person lost all of his memories and now he has to reconnect with all these people, and it's as if he's died and had a new personality. And there people are like, I don't give a fuck, he's not dead yet. Like, okay. So
yeah,
that's a good point, Vash. But yeah, it was cool to see. I really love seeing Ling in all of this. And
yeah,
it really goes back to Bradley doing what he did to Lanfang the first time, and Lanfang wanting Ling to abandon her, but he just couldn't let go. And it shows the parallels between him and Greed, because just like Greed, he wouldn't want to, just how Greed would let go of one of his possessions, his subordinates, Ling feels the same way. He feels, even if I'm the king, in fact, because I'm the king, I'm not willing to let go of anybody that's under me. That's his mentality, and that's who he strives to be as a king. He's a king of the people, of his people. Much like Roy, and we'll talk about him, of course, but yeah. So he was extremely hurt by Fu's death. It was not gonna lie, it was kind of heartbreaking seeing him go, basically plead to everybody to bring him back, but of course it was too late.
And everybody was just like, sorry,
I don't know how to do that shit.
He's from Ling.
Xing.
Or Xing. Sorry.
They're just racist.
Well, just remember at the very beginning of Fullmetal Alchemist?
Yeah.
They were like, you're not from around here. You're from Xing. We're gonna take you in.
You from Xing, boy?
Yeah.
You ain't from around here.
I mean, there was probably somebody who was thinking that. It's like everybody was just sad. Oh no, he's dead. Then there's one person, I don't give a fuck.
For sure. Kerperstorm said, like he said, he achieved immortality but couldn't save one of his subjects. Yeah. It was the cost of his dream. And he wasn't willing to let go of one of those things, but it ended up being a casualty anyways.
Yeah.
I think Fullmetal Alchemist is like one of the great series when it comes to experiencing loss and seeing how that affects someone. We see it through just so many different characters. Ed, Al, Izumi, anybody who's committed human transmutation. But we
Mhm.
see it through Ling, we see it through Lanfan, we even see it through Olivier this episode.
Oh yeah. She found out that poor old Buccaneer had passed because she had gotten word from one of her other soldiers that got the update of what was happening and whatnot. Yeah, she clenched that fist and kind of like gritted her teeth and was just like, "Well, let's not make his death be in vain. He wouldn't like us being all sappy around his death." But yeah, you could tell it really affected her, even though she didn't show it, like emotionally or whatever. But internally, she's probably breaking.
Yeah. And I really love when characters of her type have that fort that she's so carefully crafted, it starts to break. And maybe it doesn't break on the outside, but you know that it's weathered and it's not as strong as it seems through, very subtle actions, like, as you pointed out when she gripped her fist, and even her just letting that guy talk and say all the details of his death, because Olivier is a very short person. She doesn't like, if someone's giving her unnecessary information, she's gonna be like, yeah, shut the fuck up, let's go. But she let
Get to the point.
yeah, she let that guy go on and on about how he died with a smile, and all these key details, and it's because she actually cared.
Yeah, and old man Jenkins was just like, "What? Impossible! Bradley can never be defeated. I tell you."
He's just there to dick ride.
He's there to dick ride and literally be a punching bag for Olivier.
Yeah.
I don't know if she like hit him a couple of times when she found out the truth and everything. Just backhanded him, just full on, just boom.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they even have that guy alive? Oh, we need him. You don't need him. He's pointless at this point.
Yeah, maybe he's like what you said. He's just like a stress punching bag. And whenever they get angry at something, they can't punch each other, so they just got to punch him.
It's like I'm just so fucking upset right now. Where's the punching? Bring him here. Talk about Bradley again.
Oh,
no one can defeat Bradley.
That said, I said it earlier, Greetling and the dynamic they show is one of the series' greatest strengths. Yeah, I thought it was a really great scene where Ling, in his emotional state, goes to Fu, and after Buccaneer tells or asks him to defend the gate with all that he has, because that's the last mission that he was given by Olivier, he takes on the mission, and Ling, converses with Greed, and he's like, "Can you lend me your strength?" So he can use the ultimate shield. And Greed very submissively just goes, "Yeah." And that's so different from the Greed that we've seen from every point, even like the Greed before the reincarnation. Like, he was very abrasive. He's very headstrong. So to see him just understand the moment and just go, "Yeah, I'm going to let you take over," shows you the ever so changing dynamic of Ling and Greed. And there's like, we talk about the parallels between them, but even in their differences, I think what is becoming apparent with those two characters is that there is growing respect for each other. Greed respects Ling and how much he cares for his subordinates the same way Ling respects that Greed wants to attain all, and also, I mean, he has the same thing with his subordinates. So yeah. It's very, we seen the whole like inner demon thing, Nine-Tailed Fox, Sukuna thing. This is probably one of the best version, or maybe like one of the healthiest relationships we've seen in this
It's not
framework.
Not toxic at all. Definitely no Sukuna. Oh my god.
Hey, bro,
That
can I
guy
use
just
your?
is
Hey, bro, can I use your
evil.
body real quick?
No.
Oh, you had to Sukuna would be like, you had to suffer first.
Yeah. And to me, that's just unique in itself too, because how many times have we seen in animes where, let me use your body. Okay, you got the touch. Yeah, the transformation scene. You got the power.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I agree. Greed and Ling are the healthiest compadres. I'm just waiting for them. Let me tell you about my best friend. They just walking, holding hand in hands, kind of like looking at each. It's like just the music playing, and all you see is just the reactions. Just
You shouldn't have. Yeah. Yeah,
that's how much they love each other.
it's really great. It's really great.
Something that's not great though. We finally saw where Ed, Al, and Uzumi ended up. They got taken all with the hands and everything to the truth, and then they went literally down like what 10 feet to father, and he was just there the whole time. I was like, hey guys.
Yeah, looking. What the fuck is that fat monster doing?
Yeah. What is that?
They used to see his father just.
Right. He's like,
Hey, son.
don't be alarmed. My body parts is just told you to shut up.
Yeah. Why did he leave him in that state anyways? If he could just do that, he let him talk. He was like, "Hey, I told you to stop giving away my plans."
Oh, because we got to have some plot. We got to make it at work somehow.
Oh,
That was funny though.
I don't think we said what's good to midnight.
Hey,
Continue.
midnight.
Continue. Yeah.
But yeah, everybody was there. Al, on the other hand, wasn't really there.
Yeah.
Was it this episode where we found out where he was, or was it the one after?
It's next episode. It's next episode.
Okay. So Al's kind of like AFK when it comes to his body. But
He's deafened.
Ed and Izumi are just like, oh no. And then Hohenheim is just literally being just digested in this big fat goopy person with a bunch of eyes on it. Yeah. Oh, and then they're just chilling, just I don't know. I don't know. It just I don't care who you are. You see something that looks like a big old blob of eyes and just dark matter, you kind of look twice at it and go, I don't know what to think. I don't want to leave right now.
He looks kind of like that one Yu-Gi-Oh card. I think it's just called Thousand. It might just be called Thousand Eyes. Like, because I know, like, there's Relinquish and there's Thousand Eyes and there's, like, the fusion of it. But I think what I'm thinking about is just called Thousand Eyes. It looks kind of like... I don't know if that was inspiration because I don't know when that card came out exactly. But, yeah. Midnight says, it's also interesting that it's a side character with the inner demon, so Greedling don't have to always be heroic as Ed or Al. Yeah. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I think you want to read what Decrepit Storm said.
Let me see this. Father is the opposite of Sakamoto. He becomes fat in his strong form. Oh my god, that's hilarious. But no, you're right. Because he was, I don't know, in shape, skinny, whatever you want to call it. And then he just absorbed all these people, and now he's just, I'm a fat man. It's almost kind of like Boo. Again, resorting back to Dragon Ball. Actually, no. Boo would get fat and he would get weaker for some reason. I'm not going to get on that soapbox. But yeah, that happened. There's 4 of them. Where's the 5th member?
Yeah, as Father states that the 5th one is being made. And I think at that point we're kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not a pizza. What is What do you mean being made?
Being made. It's preheating the oven.
Yeah. What the hell does that mean? But we go back to Mustang in the gang, and
Mustang in the gang. That sounds like a group.
yeah, that should just be the group.
It's me, Mustang in the gang.
They go back and they actually get subdued by the Fuhrer candidates, and things aren't looking too good because the Gold Tooth Doctor, he's just like, it's time. You must open a portal. And Roy's all like, no, I'm not opening a portal. Fuck you. And Gold Tooth Doctor's like, you're gonna do it because it's a part of my plans. And Roy's like,
with his eyes fucking pointed the opposite directions.
Roy's like, fuck you. Never doing it. Nope. Can't make me.
Never in a million years. Middle finger.
And then he's like, oh, I bet you're gonna do it. No! And then he cuts, or he has one of the Fuhrer candidates cut, or I guess mortally wound Riza. So she's about to bleed out.
She also got lethally wounded.
Yep. This one I feel is a little faster than Bradley's, just by a tiny bit.
Yeah. She was only pouring buckets of blood. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no, and then it leaves kind of on that cliffhanger. Well, yeah, right. Like he's like this. He's like fighting back and forth, just, and then he just like almost kind of like convinces himself in a way, just, okay, I'll do it, and that's how it ends.
Yeah.
It just ends off that cliffhanger, and I'm like, no, don't ever, fucking Roy Mustang, how could you? And then the music starts playing. Bokutashi wa.
But yeah, that was a pretty great episode of FMA.
Really good.
Yeah. But episode 59.
The very first notes in here. Psych!
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, so that episode 58 leaves you all on the impression that Mustang is going to he's going to open a portal to save Riza's life. Like they intentionally lead you into thinking that way. And then episode 59 opens with him basically going, "Bleh, still not gonna do it. Don't care.
Don't figure again.
Kill that bitch. Do it." And then it was funny when he said that. The Gold Tooth Doctor had he actually had a gag face. He was like, "What the fuck?" He was like, "You could do that?"
His fucking eyes went straight. Like that was his normal look with his eyes going opposite directions. Then he just went, "What?" Huh?
Yeah. So
no, you have to do it.
Yeah. So no, I got your girlfriend right here. You're supposed to listen.
No,
aren't you one of the good guys?
Let her die.
Yeah. I mean, that's very strong conviction with Roy. We later learned that part of why he said or he gave in is because Riza gave him a look that if he commits human transmutation that she would shoot him, which I don't know why she has a specific look for that specific moment, but it is kind of funny.
That is a very oddly specific look. It's like, this is my happy look. This is my sad look. This is my, if you do human transmutation, I'm going to fucking kill you. Look.
Are you trying to do human transmutation again?
No, I was just calling my mother. like has that been brought up before?
maybe so. Maybe so.
Human transmutation. I don't want to ever catch you doing that.
I think
I swear.
I think the only time that we seen Roy think about something like that is when Hughes died. Because when he was at his tomb, when he was grieving over him, he talked about how he understood Ed and Al's position now. Because he was racking his brain of how to reverse Pugh's death. Of course, he didn't go through with it, but that did cross his mind. So,
yeah. Goldtooth Doctor gets snatched up by is it Jirzo?
yeah.
Yeah, the one with the spit. And I'm like,
like
oh,
the
clever.
frog-like one. It's like a frog something mix.
That was funny how the doctor got pulled. I forgot what Roy even said to him, but he was like, huh? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he gets pulled up.
So what it was the Gold Doctor was talking about his men and how they're all loyal to him and how he gave them new life and everything. And Roy was like, yeah, don't be so cocky. Which was basically saying, because he created these chimeras. So he's like, yeah, you're talking about how you gave all these people new purpose and everything, but there's some people who aren't really happy with you that you had a hand in creating. So he yokes them up, and it's like, it's the irony of the irony of his own creation, the one that he was bragging about, and how they all love him, coming back to bite him in the ass, or I guess like lick him in the ass.
Lick him. Ew. Look him in the ass. Hello, Doctor.
Whoa! Who did I tell you about that?
I was not expecting this. It's not even my birthday.
He just enjoys it. Oh my god! Wow.
They get him. The other chimeras come. May. They come to the rescue. Way to go, May. I didn't know what to think about this character, but she came through clutch in saving Riza. For sure, with that Alka history.
She's really fast with it, too. She uses blood. She's really quick.
Yeah, if you ever need healing, May's the one.
Yeah.
Or at least stop the bleeding, if nothing else.
Yeah, it's really balanced, because they don't have healing where we may see it in series where they're like revitalizing you. It's like healing on a doctor level without the tools, which I like that. It's like you can't get a wound that is like you're a mortal wound and then just heal it and you're moving like it's fine. It's kind of like it's patchwork essentially. They make it to where it's balanced.
It's almost like in Rambo when he uses, like the gunpowder and the lighter to like seal off the wound and everything. It's like not traditional medicine, but it'll stop the bleeding, so he just lights it and then just heals it up and whatnot in Rambo. Yeah, that's almost kind of something similar. But they manage to get rid of all the I guess like the clones, the Bradley clones or whatever. And then the real Bradley stands up and comes out of the shadows and goes, guess who's back from the dead? And I'm like, why is he here? And I went, well, as soon as I asked that, it answered my question. He floated through the drain and ended up there. I'm like, oh, of course he ends right where they are. Of course he does. Damn it.
I think the biggest, like, what the fuck, why are you here is Pride. Because Pride shows up and it's like, what the fuck, I forgot you were here.
Right. Pride was like in a dirt field and he ate up old what's his face?
Gimli.
Whoa. Gimli, thank you. Man, that was a character who did a lot but achieved nothing. But Pride just comes out of nowhere and goes, remember me? It's like, yeah, I kind of forgot about you. But he took out one of the chimeras. Well, he didn't kill him, but the guy was just like, run. And Pride shows up and well, they do the unthinkable, Satsuki. They do the unthinkable.
What is that?
They held a man against their will and they did the whole human transmutation thing. My God. Like, that's what Father was talking about when he said there's something cooking up. We're going to get the fifth one right now. Well, they forced him.
Yeah. So, yeah,
And
because
that
Bradley pins him with his swords. Pride, holds him in place, and they kill the Gold Tooth Doctor, so he's fucking dead.
What an idiot! I'm glad he's dead. In his stupid eyes. What do you think would happen helping these fucking creatures? Oh yeah, they're just gonna let me live, idiot.
I don't think he thought that was going to happen.
Probably not, but hey, karma. You get what you, just like the Joker said, you get what you fucking deserve. And then he gets turned into a big giant meatball.
Yeah. Yeah, so they use him as fodder for the human transmutation that they forced Mustang to commit. And there's stuff that happens before what I'm going to talk about, but just to go with the line of the story. We see him end up with all the other human sacrifices, that being Ed, Al, Izumi, Hohenheim, and seemingly he's unscathed. Arms, legs intact, dick still swinging, hair, hair on his head.
He's got his little little skin flap for the elbow.
Everything.
He's still got that.
Yeah, everything except his fucking eyesight.
I knew something was going to be taken from him, but I was just wondering what it was going to be. And then when he said, "Why is it so?" Well, first I saw his eyes, and I immediately knew he's fucking blind. But then he said, "Why is it so dark in here?" And I was like, God, now he's blind. And not gonna lie, that scene made me so mad. It did its job, because I love kind of the scene that happens like slowly after it, when father's talking his shit saying humans think that they're so powerful and they can play God, and then but I love what Ed basically said, where he was just like, I understand people that do it under their own fruition and get it taken from them. That's paying the ultimate price. Roy didn't do a fucking thing. You forced him into doing it. Kind of hypocritical, don't you think? Talking your shit. And then father was just like, nah, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, I don't got no rebuttal, but he's like, that good argument. I'm not going to say anything.
Right. And he was talking his shit, saying all that stuff. Then when Ed lays some actual facts onto him, he was just like, man, it doesn't matter. So it's just like, that right there goes to show you they don't believe what they even say. They're just, everything that's going on and everything that's happening is all for father's gain. There is no, we know he wants to be a powerful, better being or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's all just for one, not person, but one entity's basically just they're not the greed, but just it's all for them. Their selfishness, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. That's all it is.
One for all is basically the good guys, and all for one is him.
Yep.
Everything in his world is basically fodder for his ends, for his ambitions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's all that it comes down to. It's, you don't practice what you preach. You don't believe what you say. At the end of the day, you could sacrifice millions of people, and if it all is just to help you, doesn't matter. You'll lie to yourself saying that you're better than people and that you're not a hypocrite. But I think ultimately that's what the villains of this show are all about, because it's like they like to prove that they're right, self-righteous, they're better than humans. They ain't no better than humans. They like to think that they are, but at the end of the day, they're just like anyone else. I mean, yeah, they're more evil and they have superpowers and stuff, but ultimately, what's the difference between father, and I don't know, somebody who's just a really powerful, I don't know, like, and I'm getting into like real world stuff here, like a powerful like politician or like a CEO or whatever. Just kind of the same thing. Just one doesn't pull the trigger and one doesn't kill people. You know what I mean?
How human is lust? One horny YouTuber is going to find out tonight.
And then it comes back to lust. Oh yes, oh yes. Look at me, I'm lust, and I'm so sexy in every step of the way. And then Envy just goes, "Shut up! You're ugly. You're ugly."
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff, though. It really made me mad, though.
To further your point about the whole thing with the homunculi, the evil guys, homunculi, and the humans. I think Bradley was also, I guess, blurring the line between him and humans, because he actually showed reverence for the people he so hates, humans, by giving them praise and going, I didn't expect this shit from you guys. Like, you guys are actually kind of cool.
Can we hang out after this?
Yeah. Like, if Father told me I didn't have to kill you guys, like, maybe we could have hung out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, grab a beer. Yeah. No, that was cool. That's that goes along. Oh no, he's not pride. I was about to say that goes along with one of his virtues, but no, it's the wrath, what it is. But yeah, he had to admit it. He, as much as he didn't like it, and he had a little cut right up here with his all-seeing eye and everything. Just like, well, who am I gonna have to fuck up now? And of course, I said it before before they narrowed it down. I'm like, it's gonna be Scar. It's only fitting for it to be Scar, and it's not because they're both nameless, which that adds to it. But for me, it just kind of like goes along with Scar's journey. He was going to kill every single one of them until he got to Fear Bradley. And now he's finally there to Fear Bradley. And I think that's the part that, to me, is like, oh, that's poetic.
Yeah. I mean, Fear Bradley is the one who initiated the Ishvalan War. So, I mean, you could really say Father's the one who was the one behind it. But Fear Bradley is the symbol of the genocide of the Ishvalans. So he's the perfect person to fight him in this situation. It's just very poetic. But with going to the whole nameless thing, I thought that was a brilliant aspect of the fight, because they're nameless, but it's not just that they're nameless. What they're called, how we refer to them, is based on their title. Scar is a self-inflicted thing, or I guess self-inflicted, because he was being called Scar because of like his actual wound on his face, which came from the Ishvalan War of his brother protected him, and what Kimli did, and the reason he doesn't bother to name himself, or the reason he forsaken his name, is he went against the Ishvalan ideals and embarked on this mission to kill State Alchemist. So, like, he's Scar in a sense of, this is the mission. Like, a Scar is the alias for him to take upon this mission to enact revenge. And Fury King Bradley, he was given a mission basically to, I guess, round up and pacify, Amestrians, and give out orders to kill all these people for this big plan of making making like this big human transmutation circle. So like he's been given this title of this genocidal leader of a nation, while Scar is a nationless vigilante, basically. So I thought that was really cool how they brought attention to that.
One other thing I think is also a nice little detail too is Scar is fighting essentially Wrath, and that's what Scar once had. Just, you know, revenge, wrath, just this anger built up inside of him. And now, essentially, he's fighting against wrath.
Mm-hmm.
More poetic, more symbolism, more poetic right there. Just everything about this fight's leading up to the part where essentially he's kind of like fighting not himself, but basically just breaking apart from his old self, I guess, and just defeating what he used to be. So, very nice.
How do you see this fight going? You see it going in Scar's favor? You think he needs help?
I mean, Bradley was bleeding. Like and Bradley even said it himself. He says, I probably don't have that much to go, and I'm going out on my terms. So that tells me Bradley's ready to die. And if he's going to die, he's going to go out with the utmost, just like, I'm going out swinging. Yeah, Scar's going to kill him. It's almost fitting in a way for him to be the one to kill Bradley. I think it's gonna go his way. It's not gonna be an easy fight by any means, because Bradley has shown even that half strength. Also, didn't he have a fucking Philosopher's Stone?
He did.
Didn't he just pick it up?
Yeah.
Like, because May was doing the whole Looney Tunes trying to get the damn Philosopher's Stone, and then it went up into Bradley's hands. He's like, this is mine now.
He can't really do anything with it, though.
Oh, really?
Because, like, what we already said, because he can't use alchemy, and what we've already said with, because he's different from the other homunculi in that he doesn't have the regeneration factor. So he can't even, like, he can't do what Emmy did, where she basically, you know, took the Philosopher's Stones and built themselves up. That doesn't, he's human. He's a homunculi, but he's basically human because he ages and everything. So I don't know how much the Philosopher's Stone even helps him, at least his hands. Right.
Well, I saw that he picked it up. That's why I was like, is he going to use it? And maybe that'll make him strong again. I wasn't 100%, but I still think Scar beats him. Because if the Philosopher's Stone is not going to give him any kind of power and he can't use it for anything, Scar's going to basically fulfill that journey, so to speak, that self-fulfilling prophecy that he was going to fulfill, and obviously a different path than he originally thought, but yeah, it's going to end in his favor.
Is there anything else I want to say about the Bradley thing? There was one more thing I wanted to mention with that. Will I remember it?
Find out at 5.
God damn it.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah. Oh, if I remember it, I'll bring it up. But the other plot point that we had in this episode was Al.
Oh yeah. That's the one we were talking about, where he was AFK from his body, and the whole time he was actually in front of his actual body. His frail, very skinny, very
Machine Gun Kelly
weak,
body.
Machine Gun Kelly, weak ass looking body, and he had a chance to finally get his body back right then and there. He finally was like, finally, I've been trying to get my body back this whole time. But wouldn't you know it, I'm not strong enough, because you're a weak ass Machine Gun Kelly body. I'm going to go back in my strong, beefed up armor suit and help my friends. And it harkened back to what Ed said to his body the first time. I'll be back for you. And that's what he said to his body yet again. At this point, Al's body is just like, man, I heard this so many times. I'm done with y'all. I am done with any of you. If another person comes through and says, I'll be back for you, it'll be too soon.
There's just a whole bunch of broken promises for him. It's like when somebody says they're going to pay you back. I know, I got you.
Oh my.
Next time I get paid, I got you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Next
2
payday.
years go by.
Damn.
Sometimes it be like that. There's friends I don't even talk to anymore because they owed me money.
Oh man.
That's how bad it was. And looking back on it, I was like, it wasn't even that much. It's like, whatever. People in their fucking ways. What can I tell you? But yeah, that was a very interesting little scene, just with Al and his body, and
Super selfless,
Just-
you know.
very selfless. I feel like Al's always been selfless.
Yeah, I mean, when I've in all these times I watched Fullmetal Alchemist, I don't think I've ever had the proper appreciation for Al's character the way I should have. I've always been more of an Ed fan. And by the time we finish this, I don't know who I'm going to like more, Al or Ed. But before, it never used to be a question in my mind. I was always just like, yeah, Al is better. Or Ed is better. But I think Al has so many great moments in this series that I never gave him appreciation for, and maybe even the fans don't give him his proper dues. Just because I think Ed is like by far more popular, but I think Al has like incredible moments in this series, and these are one of them where he's just like, the mission is way more important than my goal of getting my body like that. It's trying to save everybody and being in the best position I can be, or best condition I can be is what's important, because we got to put it in its proper context. He does not know if he'll ever be in this position to get his body back,
Right.
and he doesn't know, because we saw this happen. He's slowly losing control over the body that he currently has. And he knows that a death just like Barry could very well happen. He doesn't know how long he has in his body. So he's taking a huge gamble of, it's not one of those things where it's just like, oh, he could just revisit it. Like he has a fucking save point or something that he can go back to and then, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my body. He doesn't know if this path will ever be open again. He just has to, put his best foot forward and go, hopefully I can get in this position. But again, he doesn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is indeed a huge gamble for sure. Al in Brotherhood is pretty damn good. Not to say he was bad in the 2003 version. He was just different. But I don't know. There's just something about him in this one where I'm just like, yeah, he's really damn good character.
Yeah. Bash says, what I love about Scar's character arc is how he learns the value of the third and final step of alchemy of reconstruction and uses it to aid the very nature. You spoiling Vash. Alphonse is my son. Hohenheim better move the fuck on. That's my number one. I feel it. But I think one thing that we're seeing too with Al, one big thing that we're seeing through Al and other characters is getting one thing. No, we're rewatching, but we're only on 59, Bash. We're not finished with the whole thing. That doesn't happen yet. But what we're getting through Al, and because we saw this also with Ling, it's like everybody's getting their end goal, but it's like at what cost? Because Ling loses Fu, Al has his body right in front of him, but he needs to fight this final battle. Even like with Roy, he's becoming the hero that saved the Amestrius, but look at him now.
Yeah. His eyesight's gone now.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And that he's virtually useless now. He can't use his alchemy because of the danger that it poses to everybody around him. They because Father talks about how it's ironic that you lose your eyesight, you lost your vision for the future.
Hush up, father, you Hippocratic monster.
Yeah, but it just really hurts his. I mean, pride says as much, but it really hurts his usefulness in this battle because now, like, what can he do? He can't see anything. I mean, he can still use his alchemy, but how useful can it be if he can't see?
He needs to have Shin read his mind. No, he needs Sakamoto to like tell him where to aim his flame. Left, right.
Is he going to be that precise?
Probably not. I mean, I don't think the dude's ever been blind before. He burns himself. I'm new at this. I'm sorry.
So yeah, that's all 5 of the sacrifices.
Yep, that's how it ends. Father says all 5 sacrifices are here because Al essentially goes back to his armored body. He's back there. May was also there, had a little cute moment there, like, oh, speak to me. What have they done to you, my little sweet? Blah, 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 blah. They're going to get together probably. But, yeah, it ends with that. And I'm just like, what the fuck's going to happen now? Now that all 5 are there, the main thing that's been leading up to this is essentially going to be happening next episode.
Yeah. I mean, we got 5 more episodes left, and we have this final confrontation. So, will all these alchemists get together and jump Father? How does Pride fit into all of this? Because if you notice something with Pride, I don't know if you noticed this, but like his skin was kind of peeling off.
Oh yeah. It was like on his face, and then you saw it disintegrate. And I'm like, I noticed that too. I was like, how much longer do you have, Pride?
Yeah, and we don't know exactly what's going on there. There's not been anything that with Bradley, we know why he's the way he is. We saw the injuries firsthand.
Right.
But Pride, we don't. From the time that we last saw him to now, there was none of this. So we don't know exactly why this is happening to him.
Yeah. Frickin' Kimberly did not go well with his stomach.
I guess so.
He ate Kimberly and was like, oh, I shouldn't have ate that.
Fuck.
Shit.
Last time I eat a terrorist.
Last time I eat a terrorist who can't fight his way out of a paper bag. Oh my God. Oh, he's just like on the toilet for like hours and hours. Like, this is why you forgot all about me. I was incapacitated. I got like food poisoning.
Makes sense. I mean, Kimberly's diet is probably shit anyways. Makes sense.
Yeah. My God. Eating Kimberly is like eating a shit ton of Taco Bell. Nobody wins.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about these episodes of Fullmetal Alchemist, unless you have something to add.
No, this has been really good. I'm like itching to see how it ends now. I'm like, oh God, what's gonna happen? Like it's coming, it's reaching its final climax. And that makes me happy.
Sure. Yep. Great pair of episodes, but now it is time to move on into the shows that we're talking about for the season. And the first up to bat is Kenshin 2024, episode 23.
For season 2, the Great Kyoto Disturbance arc thing.
Put that sound away.
I'm not gonna lie, Sasuke. This is when we do our King of Anime Awards. This is gonna be the most disappointing of the season. Like, no lie. I can't hold it back. I know, and I'm not saying that because C's not here. Because if he was here, I'd say it just the same. I just have not. It's crazy because we got introduced to what feels like a good amount of characters: the 10 Swords, Misao, all these other people. But then what happened in this arc? People trained, they got stronger, they dumped 3/5 of their money into a boat just for it to sink. The Great Kyoto Fire turned into a brush fire, and here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, I think it's a consequence of the Great Kyoto Fire being very underwhelming, and that's a real understatement because that event could have did a lot. It could have made Shishio seem like a competent villain, which it did the opposite. It could have gave a proper showing of all the 10 swords, which it didn't. It could have maybe like raised the stakes in the series to where, I don't know, maybe we feel fearful of consequence happening to any of our characters. It didn't do that. It did like literally the opposite. That event did nothing. I think it did more damage to the series than it did good. And I think that's a problem because that's been the thing that's been hyped up in the series, and it's the longest arc, I believe, in the series. If we go back to when, this whole thing was implanted in our minds, the Great Kyoto Fire, to the end of it, I think that's the longest arc in Kenshin. And again, it didn't lead to anything consequential. In fact, it did damage to some of our characters and our expectations for the series. And then I think, and I don't think this episode that we're covering right now is bad, but it just makes me go like, wait, what? Because then we go full circle and then it just devolves into basically a tournament arc, essentially.
Yeah.
Where we're just having duels. And it makes me go like, well shit, if we were gonna do this, you should have just did it from the jump.
My thoughts exactly. Because what it does, it makes everything that happened from, I don't know, like right when the whole Tokyo Fire began to now, pointless. Because you could have skipped all of that and just started it right there at the tournament arc. Because we don't know anything about these 10 swords. They didn't do fucking shit other than cap a few cops and whatever. But it's like, anyone could do that. And I feel like it was just one person that did it. Like barely anybody fought. Just two characters. And yeah, you could essentially just start from there and go, okay, this is where the series is going to go. And this is how that's going to happen. No boat had to sink. No, nothing. Just, I really feel as if that was all just, I don't know. I don't know if it's the writing. I don't know if it's pacing, but it literally just felt like it was just a weird waste of time.
Yeah, I keep saying this, but I feel like the only thing this season, and especially that arc, did good is Misao. Seeing her lead the Oniwaban group and seeing her quell the fires here and there, helping this person and being like a competent ally was great to see. And we expect more from her going into the future because of the whole plan that we'll talk about. But other than that, it's not really much. I mean, you even took us away from characters to the point where it feels like, I'm sorry to say, because this is my son, why is Yaiko even here? Why is Yaiko here? Kaoru doesn't feel like she's had any importance in this season.
Because remember, all these people left to be with Kenshin because they felt like they had to be there to save him and to help him. What did they do? Almost die hundreds of times and eat at a restaurant. That's essentially what they did. And Megami did more.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Megami felt like she felt like an important or integral into this whole thing. Which, I mean, she's a doctor, so of course she's going to be able to do something in the series. But if you remember, Kenshin's reason for going on this mission alone was not only because he was ordered to by Shishio, but it's also because he was afraid of his loved ones being used against him. I guess another issue I'm having is that wasn't even a factor.
No.
That never
Seems
happened.
like they're playing on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's like Shishio even nobody ever tried to take Kaoru or Yaiko hostage, or that could happen. But at this point, I think we both expect maybe one more season of the show, and then that's it.
Right.
So it doesn't even feel like that worry was warranted, given what's been going on. Because they've been here for half the season and nothing has happened. They've been pretty. They've been pretty cool.
They have been pretty comfortable. They have been sleeping with both eyes closed, not one eye open. I feel like whenever you start a new game and you just start on like easy mode, this whole series has been easy mode. They haven't had any struggles whatsoever. I mean, other than Kenshin struggling to master a fighting technique.
Yeah.
But that's it. Other than, because I agree with you. Kenshin, I thought it was going to be this epic thing, and I don't know, like maybe there was going to be some sacrifice. Hell, maybe someone was going to die. Maybe, I don't know, Kaoru, Yahiko, whoever, like someone was going to get really badly hurt or something, but never happened, not once. Oh, it really is disappointing, and it's a shame because I feel like we have this conversation a lot when it comes to anime series. Really like the first season, but then something happened along the way to where it just devolved in a way.
Yeah, this series isn't meeting its full potential. It has a lot of potential. You have to do certain things when you have these antagonists come in. How many times have I said this? A fight is good because of the emotional stake that you have in it. It's not just what you see on the screen, the animation, the choreography, all that stuff. Our emotional stake. When it comes to the fights that we're preparing to see, the 3 Tensors, which are Sojiro, Usui, and Anji versus Kenshin, Sanosuke, and Saito. The only one of those fights that has a legit stake in it is, or you have an emotional connection to, is Anji and Sanosuke. That's it.
Right. That's it.
Usui and Kenshin have never interacted with each other. The only thing that, because I expect those two to fight. The only thing we know about Usui is he's probably the second strongest, or the strongest Tensor, or the second strongest Tensor. And then that's basically the same thing with Sojiro. Now, Sojiro and Sanosuke Sojiro and Saito have had a little confrontation to where we both said that we expect them to fight in the future. But it's not enough. It's just not enough for us to really, truly be invested in it. Now, when they actually fight, I'm sure it's going to be cool. But you can build up the anticipation for this to where we're genuinely excited to see it happen. And thus far, the only fight that I've been really looking at where I'm like, yes, I need to see it, must see TV, is Kenshin versus Aoishi, which, guess what? You built that up in the first season. That's why we're excited to see it. You built it up in the first season. Why couldn't you do it this season? Of course, Kenshin versus Shishio. Yeah. And then Anji versus Sanosuke. I'm not really excited to see Saito's fight with Sojiro, not because I don't think it's going to be cool, but because there's no real build up to it for me to be excited.
Right. And we're going to have this backstory of how he became a villain, and we're going to be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what his backstory is or how they were picked on, and how Shishio was just like, oh, you're special. Be a part of our team. copy, rinse, and repeat. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I guess shall we talk about the episode? At least the fact that your wife is now cheating on you.
She's
She's reaching way outside her bounds. I will say that.
We're gonna have a conversation.
She literally went out on a fucking
Roof.
roof and was like, Kenshin, you said goodbye to me and now I want that goodbye kiss.
My problem with the whole Kenshin and Megami thing is that why do they feel like they have more of a romantic connection, at least this season, than Kenshin and Kaoru?
It's the same thing when it comes to these fucking love triangle hexagons, whatever. Kenshin, it's going to be Kenshin and it's going to be Kaoru. We know this. You know this. Anime fans know this. There's nobody that's going to take Kenshin. Does anybody think Megumin's going to get Kenshin?
No.
Does anybody think Misao's going to get Kenshin? Does anyone else think some random girl's going to slip into Kenshin's life and steal his heart? Of course it's going to be Kaoru. It's once again the old cliche with these anime things where it's unnecessary just drama just to create the bonk, whoop, 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 how dare you, he's mine. Let me grab both of his arms and stretch him.
Yeah,
do that dumb shit.
Yeah, I think my issue with it is that I wanted the conversation because they did have Kaoru and Kenshin did have a conversation on a rooftop where Kenshin was expressing his fear of using the technique he has and all of this, and I wanted I just wanted that solo conversation between those two. And if it led to like the romantic thing of Kaoru maybe confessing, whatever it may be, I wanted to just be those two and that happening. Instead, we get Yahiko, who kind of like goes there and chides Kaoru for not, taking the bull by his horns or taking the cock out of Kenshin and like confessing. And then Megami comes in there to Megami comes in there to essentially make Kaoru jealous. And it's like you can just do this organically to where they have like a budding romance, but instead they opt to go for these like superficial ways or artificial ways, I should say, to make that a thing or to bring that to our attention.
You also forgot to mention, Sasuke, after Megumin, we got Misao. Then after Misao, we got everybody and their fucking mother. Nobody sleeps in this village. Everybody's awake at like 3 or 4 in the morning or whatever time it was. And I was literally just like, okay, this is what we're doing now is just, we're all sticking together through thick and thin, good buddy. And then what happens? Just the 3 strongest leave.
Yeah.
The 3 strongest leave. And everybody else is just like, we didn't do shit. See ya.
Well,
bye.
They're supposedly going to have their chance to shine because 5 or at this point, no, it'll be 4. 4 of the 10 swords will be coming to Aoya to attack them, given Hoji's plan, which we'll talk about that, of course. But the 4 are Big Body Iwanbo, Fuji, who's the literal giant, Henya, the super edgy guy. Oh, actually, so it was 5. Iwanbo, Fuji, Henya, Saizuchi, and Kamatari. So 5 of the 10 swords. So here's the thing. As far as how I look at it, with the remaining people we have and the 5 that are that are coming to Iowa, and how we're going to combat them. So I'm still sticking to my belief that Misawa fights Kamatari. Just because I just think it is going to do the whole woman versus woman thing. It's just a staple in these type of series. I think Cho is going to stay here and fight one against the 10 swords.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't know why he would do that, but I think he's going to do that.
They'll make something up, I'm sure. You stupid broomhead. What? No one else calls me broomhead except Sanosuke, and now I'm gonna kill you.
I don't know how they would get to that point. I'm actually starting to doubt it just because of Cho talking about how he would, never sell out his friends, and even if he was used by Shishio, he was willing to accept that. So I don't know.
But then if he goes against that, then it's gonna be like all for nothing.
I'm just thinking of how realistically we can fight against all these guys, because my thing is the big head midget guy, Saizuchi. He's probably not a combatant just based on how he looks, but we don't know that for sure. I mean, they are the 10 swords, but it does seem like he just controls the giant. But even if he isn't a combatant, that's still 4 people. And maybe Misao can hold Kamatari on her own, but then that's still 3 strong ass people, like 3 people that are as strong as Cho. How the hell do you divvy the fighting power for that? Because the rest of the Oniwan Bond group, maybe combined, maybe can contend with one of them, but then we still have 2 more. So I'm just like, how the fuck does that work? I still, it's kind of like the same issue we had with the Great Kyoto fight. I don't know how exactly we're supposed to fight against these guys.
Right. There's going to be some kind of bullshit. I'm almost convinced that maybe Kenshin's master is going to show up and like start going against the fact that he's like, no, I don't want to fight. No, I don't want to fight. Okay, I'll fight.
He may come into it now, because he wasn't going to stop it when it came to the Kyoto fire, which he didn't. But
yeah,
this time around, maybe he does help out. But then my problem with that is if Seijiro steps in with that fight, he's too strong. None of the 10 swords could do anything to him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's so freaking strong.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's like, okay, now if he's here, now it's way too overpowered for this side. Like I don't quite see the balance in how in this war quite yet. And granted, usually the good guys are supposed to be at a disadvantage, at least from our vantage point. But I'm trying to look at it in all angles, and everything I'm seeing is showing me that the bad guys should win overwhelmingly. And I don't see how they bridge that gap right now.
They just get everybody in one giant pile, and then the literal giant falls and crushes them all or something.
You just take the town and push it.
Push it. Push. And that's how they defeat the 5-10 swords.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But the big thing though was Hoji and his determination in getting Shishio to follow his plan, because Hoji's like, yo, Shishio, I know you want to be cool, edgy guy and everything, and you have your warrior's pride. But me, I'm a strategist. I try to win by any way I can, and I try to limit casualties. That's just my job as a strategist. You remember you hired me as a strategist, right? But the reason I say that is because Shishio, because he spills the whole plan, and then Shishio's like, since when do you give me your opinion? And I'm like,
and AI strategist?
That's what he's supposed to do. What are you talking about? That's been his whole thing. That's all he's been doing.
Right. Maybe if I said something earlier, you would have dumped 3/5 of your fortune into a fucking ship. Like, maybe that's not such a good idea. Shut up. Maybe we should, look out for a guy that can punch really hard. Nah, no one's ever going to show up like that.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know, Shisho. The last time we followed your plan, it went horribly wrong. You literally didn't kill anybody but 14 officers.
And to be honest, for him wanting to overthrow the government and all this other shit, 14 officers, when there were supposed to be literally hundreds, if not maybe thousands of people dead.
He was supposed to burn Kyoto to the ground. And he left with 14 bodies.
That's sad. That is ridiculous. Those numbers, you ain't scaring anybody.
And mind you, EA, the 14 bodies only came because the 10 swords acted of their own volition. Shishio ordered them to stay back. They said, okay, this is boring. Let me do this. So even the 14 bodies that we're attributing to Shishio didn't come because of Shishio's plan. It came because the 10 swords were that bored that they said, let me go fight in the city because what the fuck is Shishio doing?
So if we were to think about it in that logical sense, he wouldn't have killed a single fucking person.
Yes. Nobody. The only thing he killed was the ship.
He killed his fortune. That's what he killed. He literally became that much closer to being poor. Oh, no. He went from, well, I don't know how rich this guy is. He went from being pretty well off to maybe he's going to have to start eating more ramen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if he wanted to lose his money, he could have just invested in the crypto or something.
Fucking A. Just invest in some Doge. He would have been bankrupt in like less than 24 hours.
I could imagine Hoji just going, that's a bad idea. He's like, but everybody's fucking winning it.
No, please. You don't understand. This stuff is only temporary. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to be real currency. Don't put your fortune into it. I said, shut up. Who gave you permission to talk? Oh
man.
But for some reason, that guy is really committed to Shishio. He rips his own fingernails off.
Yeah. It's akin to a series I love, Kakaguri. Itsuki Sumeragi. And I think she ripped up all her nails, actually. So she's tougher than this guy. But
well, didn't he rip off all his nails too?
He ripped off, or Usui ripped off one, and he ripped off
the pink,
7.
that.
So he still has one more.
Oh, okay. So you
or 2
doesn't
more.
Count.
I can't do math. 2 more.
So 1. Yeah, 2 more. Math. But yeah. Okay. Well, this guy's a bitch then. Compared to the character in Kakaguri.
Yeah, compared to that one high schooler in Kakaguri. But I thought the Hoji stuff was interesting just because of how determined he was for Shishio to follow this plan. He went as far as to go like, yeah, I'm willing to put my life on the line because my goal is to make sure we go through with the best plan, and what you're trying to do is fucking stupid. He almost says as much to Shishio. He's just like, yeah, this whole pride thing that you got going on is going to be to the detriment of us. That plan is ass. Please listen to me. And Shishio puts him to the test essentially by putting all the blame of abandoning the 10 swords and not telling them anything onto Hoji and seeing how he would handle that situation. And he atones for it by ripping off his 7 nails. And the 10 swords are satisfied with that. They're like, okay, cool. Like,
yeah,
whatever.
The guy's crazy. He ripped off his own fingernails. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
What do you want for dinner?
And like, yeah, Shishio would never come up with a stupid ass plan of doing that fire and not killing anybody except for 14
yeah.
people. Shishio just gets more angry.
In fact, this is more like your idea. Shishio is so much smart. Shishio wouldn't ever do anything so fucking stupid. And if I'm being blunt, that was so fucking dumb. I didn't want to say anything because I thought it was Shishio's plan. But my God, that was a stupid ass plan. Oh, he just gets beheaded.
It was a good plan to me.
I almost feel like Hoji's gonna end up dead by Shishio's own hand, just because he's gonna like tell him to do something a certain way, and he's gonna go, "I've had enough of you telling me what to do," and he's gonna like kill him or something stupid.
If Hoji were to die, I see him dying protecting Shishio.
Okay, that's a good way too.
I feel, yeah, I feel that's the way he would go, and I feel if. Damn, I had to look up her name. I feel if Yumi were to go, because I think she would die alone with Shishio. I think she would like willfully kill herself.
You die
alone
fucking.
with Shishio. Maybe.
I want to come.
This fire's so hot, but not the side of your puss.
It burns me so hot, baby. My God.
But so yeah, Hoji has the plan. 3 of our strongest guys versus 3 of their strongest, and then we're gonna send the rest to attack Oya because Misawa and the gang or those meddling kids were the reason why the Great Kyoto Fire didn't come into fruition. So
Yeah.
yeah. Also, Saito's gonna die.
Saito?
Yeah. The
Which one, Saito? Hold
the
on.
police guy.
Oh yeah, he's dead. He's already 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot straight up.
There's just been so many indications he's running out of cigarettes. He basically gives the other guy the go ahead to lead things, in his absence. Whenever you have one of those plot points where a character is essentially grooming the next generation, or he's not really next generation because I think they're the same age, but he's grooming the next man to take his position. It's probably because it's replaceable. So
Right.
I could definitely see Saito dying, trying to or dying successfully killing Sojiro.
Yeah. And with that, this is the last episode of Kenshin Season 2, The Great Kyoto Disturbance Fire That Didn't Happen.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Okay, we're back. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, that was the last episode. Did they announce that when it was coming back?
As far as I'm aware,
Is it gonna come back?
I don't know.
Wouldn't that suck if they went through all this and it's like, oh, get ready for this big epic fight, and then they just ran out of money? They literally did the Shishio thing.
Spent their money on a boat. I think they're going to finish it just because we're like what 50, 48, 47 episodes into the series. Why wouldn't you finish it at this point?
Right.
So
At this point, you got to finish it.
Yeah, I think they finish it. It's just a matter of can we end on a better note? And we have to. Like, this season is the low point of Kenshin for sure. But with what we're promised next season, which are fights, there's no excuse to not have fights anymore. Literally, we left all the non-combatants to just fight the strictly strong people against the other strong people, and they're all going to be in one place. So we're just going to get fights. If you can't make the season great based off that,
I'm telling you right now, Sasuke. If Shishio goes, we'll meet again, Kenshin, and flies away or fucking goes, I'm killing it. I don't give a fuck. This has to be it. This has to be everybody's coming together to do the big fight so that we can get to Shishio and Kenshin. I want to see it.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna be so mad if they just do that. Oh, please. But yeah, please. I'm looking forward to that too. Something tells me, and maybe I'm just being hopeful at this point, but the fights will make it worth the while. It's kind of like we had to get through all this filler or story just to get to the fights, and I feel like this is where we're going to get to the fights. I'm hoping. Please, for the love of God.
Yeah. But all we can do is hope that is the end of Kenshin. Until next time, see you, Space Samurai.
Bye, Kenshin.
But it is on to talk about another show, which is the last episode. We're at the end of it. Sakamoto Days, episode 11.
Whew. Well, with everything Sakamoto, this is yet another fun episode. We got to see some very funny and cool gambling strategies from everybody on with Sakamoto and strategies. Because Shin, reading minds, he kind of like got to the point where he was just like, okay, I'm kind of understanding it. He was playing, I think, like Texas Hold'em poker or something, or blackjack. I can't remember exactly what. Sakamoto was making his own luck by doing the whole flicking of like the chip so that the ball goes right where it needs to go. And I'm like, of course he would do that. Of course he would do that. And Lou, I forgot what she was doing.
Nothing.
She was winning money though. Oh, nothing. She wasn't doing anything. I'm just getting drunk here. Don't mind me.
I think the only thing I remember Lou doing as far as contributing was when she yelled at Shin and he dropped his cards, which made the other guys go, whoa. Yes, I forgot what his hand was. It was like a king or an ace. King and an ace.
Yeah, it was a pretty good hand.
Yeah, so like she yelled at Shin and basically created that moment. But I don't think she actually did anything.
So all that money came from Sakamoto and Shin, while Lou's just over here just going, what's happening? That's not how you do it.
It's a good thing she didn't drink at this casino. She would ruin everything. I mean, she still ruined everything when you think about it.
Yeah, she's pretty good at ruining shit.
This is, I mean, I guess it's not jumping ahead because it's not that much to talk about. But they all play. They played Old Maiden.
Yeah,
and Lou has. I love Lou. Awful poker face. It is literally the Love Live thing. You remember the Love Live thing with Umi?
Yeah, that was they were playing Old Maid too, and they were doing that thing, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they did the exact same thing. I feel like I've seen that in other animes, but I remember that in Love Live, especially it was great. But then he got the card and was like, "I'm protecting you, my princess." And they're like,
she won anyways.
Weirdo.
I will take the burden from you.
Yeah, because that was essentially the last game that they were playing with the Old Maid, because they both were even on the exact amount of cash that they won.
Which is like impossible. I want to recount.
How did they get exactly the same? Only two people did stuff. If Lou contributed, who knows what would have happened? You know what? It's probably a bad idea. She would have lost money. Never mind.
The Cripple Store said it was all part of Lou's master plan. I don't even think she knows Wu-Tang likes her.
Yeah, I don't think she even knows. I think she's clueless to it. She's just like, He won't leave me alone. He just keeps staring at me. I don't know why. He keeps. Will you leave me alone?
His nose bleeding everywhere.
It's like, what's wrong? He's got some medical condition. I have no idea. He's just bleeding everywhere he goes. Jesus Christ. But
staying with Lou. I mean, we got a little backstory for Wu-Tang as well.
Oh yeah, she saved his ass when he was just a little kid. He couldn't do anything to save, like physically, but Lou gave him some encouragement when it came to, you're so smart. You can talk your way out of any situation. You're just really smart. I am?
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that was one of those things to where like it showed his loyalty because nobody respected his his brain. He didn't see that as a weapon himself because everybody's just like, you're in the mafia, you're supposed to shoot people and be a super gangster,
big stupid doo-doo head.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing strategizing on how not to die? The fuck?
Yeah, he plot twist when we get to the last part when it's just between Sakamoto and Wu-Tang. It was basically just Sakamoto just being the best at everything that he does. He could take a card, look and see what it is, and put it back in really quick and grab another one.
That was one of my favorite parts of the episode. That part was so funny. He did the slow-mo. He just... Fuck.
That was so Jesus incredible. Christ. But ultimately, he did have the... he had the Joker, and then he was trying to take the other card, and he had that grip strength to where Wu-Tang just full body, legs, hands, and everything, just pulling it as hard as he could. And he was like, oops, sorry. And then he just switches it at the last second, just fling. He flies off holding it. He's like, I got you, but I lost.
I've never seen someone win a game like that with brute force.
Me neither. I mean, that was the first time for me, for sure. But we find out that his own gang hates Wu-Tang.
They hate smart people, apparently.
What is it with smart people? You're smart and you're in a gang?
They literally said that these were their exact words. They were fed up with his dorky methods. What?
You mean getting money? We were fed up with you making us rich? What are you talking about?
We're the mafia. When we want something, we take it.
We're so sick of you counting cards and getting us even more wealthy.
I
Fucking loser.
I just don't understand that. That doesn't make much sense. Like their whole betrayal, because you got to think that he's been in the family. Like let's just say, because I don't know exactly when he becomes like the advisor for the mafia, but let's just say he was been a respected member of the Lou gang for 5 years, whatever it may be. You would think that would extend to the members, the other members as well, because he's the consultant and people know that. But it seems like you would think he was just some everyday grunt the way he was treated. Like they're just like, yeah, we don't care about that. We like to shoot people, and you don't let us shoot people, so we're gonna kill you.
In fact, you would think, being in the mafia or whatever, you would want to leave as very little as a paper trail as possible. Killing people is one of those things where if you kill somebody, they're going to follow up on you. Why not kill as little people as you want and get rich from it? No, that's not fun.
Yeah.
We want killing.
The mafia is supposed to be a lot more organized. Like that's what separates them from any other just like ragtag gang. Because they're not just supposed to be out there just like, yeah, we're just going to shoot you. You know, things got to be handled a little more tactfully. You know, you got to grease this cop's pockets. You got to negotiate with this person here. They don't just do things willy nilly. At least the mafia I've seen in movies. It's not like I'm a part
same.
But yeah, like you would expect them to respect an advisor, someone who's trying to lead them in the right way that a mafia should be ran, but it's just like, no, we really miss just guns blazing.
So essentially what they're saying is because they said, you know, we're tired of your nerdy ways. We're tired of not getting caught. We're tired. We want to go to jail.
What about our rep?
We want to kill and murder people. And you know what? I'm tired of telling people, it's like, hey, have you killed anybody? No. You're in the mafia? Yes.
Are you sure?
Are you sure you haven't killed anybody? You're in the mafia? Yes, it's very complicated. I'm sorry. Interesting. They just did that. But of course, Wu-Tang, being fast and quick-witted and just smart on his feet, he was just like, all these guns I have are explosives. They pull those triggers, they're going to blow up. And he's so, huh? They wouldn't do that, would they? Maybe this is why we haven't been killing anyone. We just can't shoot anybody with these guns.
Oh my god. But yeah, after that, Sakamoto and Lou just beats everybody's ass, and you know that well, not before Sakamoto basically gives Wu-Tang a pep talk, and you know then he decides to bluff and use his smarts. But after that, you know, because Wu-Tang concedes defeat, and then we see a new person in the Sakamoto apron, the Sakamoto store apron.
Yeah. Who's charging them by the hour, by the way.
Yep.
I'm going to send you an invoice. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he gives some intel about Slur's whereabouts. And then we're introduced to 4 new people.
Yeah.
4 dangerous inmates that escaped prison. And each one of them is more unique than the other. I will definitely say that.
Yeah.
And there's a female who looks like a baddie.
She is, but she has one of the worst names I've ever seen brought to anime.
What's her name?
Dump.
No, Dump. Why Dump?
Like, just imagine, like, she looks as good as that, but then her name is Dump. I don't know if I could do it.
You just be laughing. I mean, I know she fucking kill you the second you laugh, but you're just like, Dump? Like dump truck?
I don't know why they went with that name, Dump. It's
Dump.
So bad.
It has to do something with some kind of translation from Japanese to English or something.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
They went with Dump.
It's Dump. Because one guy's name is Saw. And it has and it has to do with like an actual saw.
Like that makes sense. What? I mean, I remember the really big dude that like crushes things.
Minimalist.
Minimalist, yeah. That one kind of makes sense, even though it's very long. Just call yourself the Crusher at that point. But Saw, that wasn't the guy who was very obsessive compulsive over pickles, was he?
No, that guy's name was Apart.
Apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was apart from himself. That dude is insane. He was literally like, they put pickles on this whole thing's ruined.
Yeah, because we got to see, like, because they showed the inmates, but before that, they showed how they escaped and, like, the methods in which they killed them. And we saw the, like, meatball person that Minimalist made.
I was like, damn.
And we saw another person that was like just in pieces. So we can kind of surmise like who did what.
Yeah. Oh, no. Apart.
Yeah.
Saw was the one that cut everybody in.
Mm-hmm.
What does Dump do?
Dump.
She just takes a dump on people.
This is her signature. She kills and just shits on them.
She just shits on them. It's like, I just shitted right on there, right down their throat. That's how they fucking die. My God. But I totally missed the fact that was her name. Like, because I just saw everybody's name, Saw, and everybody was like, oh, these people, these badass people. Dump. That's terrible. But they were recruited by the old deer man who came in with a walking cane and everything, and for some reason bandaged up his little headpiece. It was all wrapped in bandage, and it's like, that didn't get hurt. That has no feelings. But yeah, he's just like, kill these people. Don't underestimate them. I must break you. Takes a whole fucking table and just crushes it.
Yeah. And you know they're going to underestimate them. Because they're just like,
always.
This fatty's giving you trouble.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I one of my favorite things is always whenever they underestimate someone just because of their appearance. Always makes for great entertainment. You know, because they probably say, so, look at this fatty. He probably can't even see his own dick. Just say dumb stuff like that. And then, you know, Sakamoto just one-shots one of them and just, oh shit. Now let's take him serious.
Who do you see fighting who? If we're to expect these four to fight, like Sakamoto's group.
Traditionally, women gotta fight the women, right? We had that happen in Sakamoto already. So who's to say Lou and Dump don't fight each other now? Lou Dump Lou. Let's see. Sakamoto. He has to fight the big dude. He's fighting Minimalist. Just for the sheer badassery of that. Shin is fighting the weird pick apart dude, and I think it would just be interesting because he would like go into his mind and he'd be like, what the fuck's wrong with this dude? But then is Wu-Tang a part of the group now?
Not really. Even if he was, he's not a combatant.
Okay, well then, yeah, he's not really a fighter. Well then, the other guy, the sniper. Yeah, my favorite. The sniper, he's taking on Saw. So that's how I see it being divvied up.
Okay.
Unless the order comes into play and they start fighting or whatever. Because we know that they're there. But I don't know how they would like interact with the inmates or whatever, because they're kind of doing their own thing, you know?
Well, now that you say that, because the reason we're fighting the inmates is a part of why we're fighting the inmates is because they have information on Slur who we're looking for. So the order is also looking for Slur. So they could have some involvement in this to also find out information. Like they kind of align in that same way because they both want the same thing.
You know what? If that's the case, then we got to have Saw versus Girl Saw. You know, we got to have a little Saw on Saw action.
Osagiri versus Saw?
Yeah. That would just be pure blades going after each other.
Yeah. Okay.
And then maybe the other dude fights someone else. I don't know. I mean, I know
we haven't seen all of the order, or
that's true. Wait, I guess we haven't. We saw maybe like 3 or 4 people. I think
we've seen 4. Nagumo, Asaragi, Hyo, and Shishiba.
But we've seen two of them more than others, where we saw, girl with the saw and the guy who's got blonde hair and he's got like scars on his face or whatever.
You also saw Nagumo a good amount, the one with the black hair, Master of Disguise.
Oh yeah. That's right. The one who has a sick, twisted sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Now we know the existence of Takamura, but they've never shown him.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Unlike Kenshin, we have a confirmation of when this show's coming back. The second core is coming back in the summer of 2025 of this year. Man, this is going to be a stacked summer.
Yeah. That's 4 months from now?
July. So yeah, 4 months from now. Maybe 3.5, give or take, but gonna be a fun one. Gonna be, by that time when everything's airing, it's gonna be so fucking hot here. Over here in old Arizona.
We gotta do a pool stream.
Seriously, I'm gonna be in a pool, Twitch streaming, with my bathing suit, and just reviewing anime with the king of anime. But yeah, I have really enjoyed Sakamoto Days. I definitely feel as if this series, I see why you held it in such high praise. It's just pure fun. Mm-hmm. It is a fun series, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else they're going to do with it now.
Me as well. I think this is definitely a good addition to the podcast. It's just, it's definitely a great refresher from some of the other things that we watch. Kenshin. But did we I don't know if you checked, but did we have any questions?
I checked. We don't have any viewer questions. None. Unless some people have questions before we close everything out, but if not, we're just going to read our goodbyes.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, type them very quickly. But if you want to ask questions for the future episodes of the podcast, it is a doc is always in the description. You can click on it, submit your questions there, and then of course we'll read it out loud next podcast, and then answer your question. So but no, I think that's the podcast.
Yeah, that is it for me. I dropped in the link, the Patreon for the King of Anime podcast. Quick little thing about that, we've had a little backlog of stuff that we talk about that we don't have posted on YouTube. We have a KOA Pokemon celebration. We have a Watamode celebration special with me and Satsuki. We have a video game special. We have a Madoka Magica Rebellion special. And then, of course, we have a KOA Drunken podcast where we talk about stories of times at which we got drunk, both me and Satsuki. It's crazy to think because it seems like such a long time ago, and I don't drink nearly as much as I used to.
For sure. Same.
But yeah, see us on that, and also we have a Blue Sky for whenever when we go live. That's something that is just there for y'all. Just be sure to follow us. Because sometimes we don't do this on Monday. Sometimes something happens and we gotta do it later in the week. And yeah, I'm working on more supercuts for the channel. If it hasn't really been seen or noted already, Sea Tactics is going to be here for the next season. I think we could just say that now, but it's just going to be me and Satsuki for the spring season. So you get more of this lovely banter between the two of us, and whenever C comes back, we'll have him back.
I think I should say this now too, since we're at the end of the podcast. So the plan that me and EA had, because we've been doing Nakama Club, which
oh yeah,
I still wanted to exist, given that I don't think next season we're going to cover too much. but I wanted to do things a tad bit different with Nakama Club, and intentionally this time watch something not as beloved for us. And the plan was to have, we were going to have a pool of anime that you guys would choose from that we would watch next season. I'm not going to say everything that we're thinking about, but I want to say because I want to do it to where we can watch it on the weekends, watch all the shows on the weekends. So maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I'm probably going to have the poll up, and it's going to be like a 24-hour poll, I think, and we're going to decide a show based on what you guys pick from the pool of anime. But yeah, it's going to be some interesting shows that we're going to revisit. That I think will
For
be
sure.
It'll be cool just to get fresh eyes on it and talk about it then.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the plan. We'll also announce what other anime we'll be watching in the spring other than Nakama Club, since it's really not going to be that much. There may be some kind of like what we did a few seasons ago, where we watched maybe a couple episodes and then we were like, let's just drop this, or maybe stick with it. Yeah, so that's the plan, essentially. It's going to be a nice chill season, spring, get that warmer weather, get more stuff to watch. Hell, there could be some show that's out there that's like a diamond in the rough that just comes out of nowhere. I feel like there's always one show that comes out once or twice a season where it's just unexpected and people are just like, that's one you should be watching.
I think that season, as far as the kills and passes go, we could just do what we did before, which is unanimous kill.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah. But I think that is everything. Of course, you guys can follow us on our channels. Everything Animated has his YouTube. He has his Twitch. I have my YouTube, Sasuke the Savage. My Twitch, same name, except with a T. Except for the THE, it is a DA in between the Satsuki and the Savage. But we'll miss C next season, but the show must go on for sure.
Yeah. If you're in C's Discord, he always goes on periodically to do like live streams and interact with people and whatnot. So you'll always be able to catch up with him if you're a part of his Discord.
Yeah. But I appreciate everybody who joined us tonight and everybody who watches this VOD back and listens to our thoughts. Appreciate you guys. This has been a season. It's been a season.
Sure has.
But good night. Peace and love. Sasuke the Savage. EA out.
Later.